Hey, it's Dr. Ron here, and let me tell you a little bit about myself. You know what I really hate? I hate being bored. I know I can be as lazy as the next person and just lie around and do nothing, but I can't do that for very long. Even when my wife and I go on vacation, it tends to not be at a place where you just sit around by a pool or a beach, at least not for too many days. You usually like to enjoy sightseeing, learning new things, and so on. Now, I know that probably has uh, partly come from my metabolism, but I think partly it comes from just my interest in the world and things going on around me and so on. So I always have some difficulty relating to people who get up in the morning and they don't know what they're going to do today. So I just want to take a few minutes to stick up for those of us who tend to have an aversion of boredom, even if it means, and probably because it means, that we have too much to do. In other words, the remedy for avoiding boredom is really to have so much on your plate that you don't have time to do it all. Now, that requires a certain mindset shift in some people's case, and that is to make it acceptable to recognize that, hey, I'm not going to be able to do everything that I want to do. Now, once I recognize that enables me to prioritize. And I think that that's an essential skill if you have too much on your plate. Be able to prioritize and say, I've got to get some of the most disagreeable tasks out of the way early because they're not going to go away. And the only way that I'm going to make them go away, not be a part of my life, is to get them out of the way. So it's important to prioritize those things early. It's also important to prioritize those things that must be done. If taxes have to be paid or filed at least, uh, you can't choose when you want to do that. I mean, you can get an extension and so on, but that runs out too. If somebody is counting on you, if you've given your word, then that becomes a priority. Things that are related to your job that must be done today must be done today. But always have things on your plate that you can alternate, that you can fill in, that you can do to increase your interest in the world. Have more than one book on your nightstand or wherever your favorite reading chair is. Have some ideas of what movies and so on you want to get to, uh, that you will ultimately be able to get to, whether it be uh, online or in person. Make arrangements to see other people. As you know, it's so important to stay socially connected. Have your exercise program built into the day. Recognize that, hey, there are some of these things that you may not get to, but you have to get to the essential ones. The things that are disagreeable, the things that people are counting on, and the things that promote health. Exercise is a non-negotiable thing. Sleep is a non-negotiable thing. Eating healthy is non-negotiable. We really can't be skipping meals and stay healthy. Uh, and keeping the mind active. You know my non-negotiable items. Uh, but we may have more than one item in those different areas, and some may not be able to be gotten to on a regular basis, or when we would have preferred to get to them. But if you always have things to look forward to, two things are going to happen. One, you're not going to be able to accomplish them all. Secondly, you're not going to be bored. And if you find that you are being bored, that boredom is a part of your life, then that's the clue for understanding that I'm not doing enough. I got to do more. And once you recognize that that's a way of life, then it becomes acceptable to say, as long as I've accomplished the most important things, the most meaningful things, and the healthiest things, it's okay to not accomplish everything because that's what tomorrow is for. Hope that resonates with some of you. It's Dr. Ron Kaiser from the Mental Health Gym. Looking forward to speaking with you again and encouraging you to stay active.